Defiant as ever, Walid al-Moualem came to the United Nations to state the Syrian government's position. There was nothing new and no concessions. All his country's problems were caused by what he called terrorists, a word he used 24 times in his speech.
We wonder to what extent the statements of Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, the United States and France that clearly induce and support terrorism in Syria with money, weapons and foreign fighters are in line with international responsibilities.
He said the ballot box was the answer to Syria's problems, even though his is a country that in the 42 years it's been run by Bashar al-Assad and his father has never had a free and fair election. As more and more people escape the violence in Syria by fleeing to neighbouring countries, he asked all refugees to return home, a call that some diplomats say is outrageous.
The refugees have left Syria for a reason. They don't feel secure in the cities. They're being shelled and bombarded by the Syrian regime through tanks, fixed-wing aircraft, helicopters, and they fled for their lives. And I think asking them to come back because the government can look after them better in Syria is obviously ludicrous.
The UN and Arab League Special Representative Walid al-Brahimi returns to the Middle East soon. Analysts say that Moualem's uncompromising speech makes his task, which is already described as near impossible, even harder.
He offered no particular bid, no opening, nothing that Walid al-Brahimi could possibly seize onto. So if he felt that it would be useful for him to offer some kind of olive branch to show, no matter how hypocritically, that the government wanted to find a peaceful resolution, he could have done so, but he didn't.
While at the UN, Moualem met the Secretary General. Despite the smiles for the camera, behind closed doors there was tough talk. Ban Ki-moon told the Syrian his government had to show compassion to its own people.
Mr. Foreign Minister, can you come talk to Al Jazeera?
Moualem was not answering any questions, but he left the UN having made his government's position perfectly clear. It will not compromise and is prepared to keep fighting to the end. James Bays, Al Jazeera at the United Nations.